Ask them to come through, would you?
Computers. Nearly lunchtime, isn't it? Anybody would think we were in the computer business, the amount of money we spend on them.
Ah, come in. Sit down. I've asked Mr. Franks and Miss Mitchell to come along today to answer any questions anybody may have. And Mr. Blythe has asked to come along since service is unlikely to be unaffected by any decisions we make. Oh, by the way, David Fox sends his apologies. He's been called away to the chairman's office this morning, but I shall be reporting to him directly on the outcome of this meeting. Now, you've all had a copy of the general proposal, I presume? I propose we get down straight away to asking any questions. Anyone?
Only the question that's on all our lips, I think. It's bloody expensive. Yeah. I mean, is it really necessary to spend that much?
The point is we're going for an integrated approach.
Yes, I know. But can't we knock them down a bit? Have we put it up for competitive tender?
Mr. Franks?
I'm afraid that wouldn't do much good. You see, no other supplier can give us plug-compatible equipment. It would mean throwing out all our mainframe equipment. With conversion costs, that would probably work out a lot more expensive. I'm afraid it's the way the computer world works.
We anticipate that we shall recoup the investment within a year, in terms of savings in overheads.
Cutting costs? Oh, now that sounds good.
Have you any way of proving that?
We've done some considerable cost justification studies with the suppliers. They're on page 16 of your appendix.
Mr. Franks, you're the technical man. Do you think this money's worth spending?
Well, from a technical point of view, I can see no particular problem.
I've got a question. What about my subscriber's maintenance system that I never got? While you lot are devising all sorts of bells and whistle systems, my stuff is still using punch cards.
I can see no reason why we can't put that up on the new system. It's a distributed approach.
Yes, but when? I mean, does it mean waiting another 2 years?
Come off it, Tom. You're never far down the queue when it comes to resources.
Oh, so you thought you jumped the queue, did you, Barbara?
And of course, telecoms keep telling me they need a new switchboard. Apparently, the Victoria and Albert have an option on our present one.
Now, everybody. Tom, with the greatest respect, I don't think we're discussing your computing requirements. This is a proposal in hand. We should judge this on its merits first, don't you think?
Well, frankly, I think it's too much money to risk, just like that.
I agree. I think it's completely over the top, as far as I'm concerned. An ego trip.
Any response to that, Miss Mitchell?
Firstly, on the question of risk. Of course it's a risk. In business you take risks all the time. What can I say? We've done our sums very carefully. And what about the risks on the other side? The risks of sitting back doing nothing while your competitors computerize their offices. You know Allied Industries have just announced a similar scheme this week? That could cost them millions, but it could save them millions too. This time next year they could be undercutting us by 20%. On the question of my ego, let me say this. If it's egotism to want the most effective sales department in the country, then yes, I'm an egotist. All I can say is this. Take a walk around this place. Old-fashioned systems, paper systems, a clumsy, creaking bureaucracy. It's costing us $25 million a year to keep that going. The proposal before you offers a 20% savings on that bill. 20%. A leaner, fitter clerical sector. That's a big prize. That's a hell of an opportunity to throw down the drain.
Who are they? Programmers. Programmers? For this new system thing they're bringing in. Haven't you heard about it? Bill says they're getting £1,000 a week each.
1,000?
Just so they can do us out of a job.
Who says that?
It's obvious. That's what computers are for.
How's the family, by the way?
Oh, fine. My wife's leaving me, the cat's already left, and the building society are foreclosing on the mortgage.
Usual sort of thing.
That's right. Oh, by the way, on the subject of impossible financial burdens...
You've got our revised schedule.
I don't suppose this could be your idea of a joke, could it? Or perhaps your secretary added an extra naught?
I'm afraid not, John. The original quote was based on the original spec, and since then you've added to your software spec.
You don't have to tell me that.
Mr. Franks, wonder if you could spare me a minute? Oh, I've got a pain in my back, Barbara.
Is that what you wanted to see me about?
In a way, yes. I always get this shooting pain when things start going wrong. With some people it's their bunions, with me it's my back.
It's not unusual for budgets to be revised, Harry.
This'll cost more than Trident by the time it's finished.
I think you may be exaggerating.
I'll tell you one thing. If I give this to the full board, your credibility goes right out of the window. As it is, I think you make a very good sales manager.
Nice of you to say so.
It'd be a shame to lose you. The board aren't worried about fine details. After all, they just want to see it come in on target. And so do I.
So what are you proposing?
Just a few discrete strategic cuts.
What sort of cuts?
I've been doing a bit of homework on this document. This online customer database. It's terribly expensive. Do we really need it? Surely inquiries could still be handled at branch level. And that can go for a start. Far too expensive. And that. And that. There you are. Back on schedule.
Tom, could you spare me a moment?
Yes, of course, David. What can I do for you?
Well, just tying up a few loose ends, really. It's a silly little thing, but I was wondering if you could take over that Men Cup Sports Day business. I mean, you know we sponsor their sports day every year. It's something I'd like to keep on. It doesn't cost much, and it's a good cause.
Yes, of course, David.
Will you talk to them, then?
Yes, I will. By all means.
Fine. Well, that's another little weight off my mind. Sally will fix you up with all the details.
Right.
Haven't you thrown that lot out yet?
What, out your old personal computers? Not on your life. They've got all our stuff on them.
But I thought our new system was supposed to do all that.
It was. The fact is, I got fed up of waiting, so I went out and bought this little lot on petty cash. Well, almost. Best investment I ever made. Wrote the program myself, with a little bit of help. Want to have a look?
No, I believe you.
Wonderful things, computers.
Yes, I know. We've just spent £5 million on one, and you're not using it.
I know. Joke, isn't it?
Hello, complaints department.
I'm still waiting for the installation. I was promised it last week. Nothing's happened yet. Can you tell me what the delay is?
Promised by somebody from your department on the phone, in fact, 2 weeks ago, that it would be installed by now. It's lying around. It's of no use to me like it is at the moment. It was delivered 2 weeks ago. It's still there in the packing case.
Right.
It's cluttering at the foyer.
Right.
And I'd rather you took it back than delay any longer on this.
You're threatening to sue me and the damn thing hasn't been installed yet. It's been sitting in my hall for the past 3 weeks.
What's going on?
Nothing. Everything's fine.